Have you been searching for that next level upgrade? Ready to invest into something that is in it for the long haul? Well, look no further than the composite innovations provided by Prime. These customly crafted pieces are handmade by former Jason Johnson Racing car chief and Prime owner-operator Clyde Cadet. Prime Composite Innovations is located centrally in Missouri and is looking to provide that big-time performance at a fraction of that big-time price. For additional information, visit prime-composites.com today to see what they have to offer, as well as their stable of current full-time drivers that trust Prime with their ride. For the future of innovations, with the properly composited type, you can depend, move forward, and rely on Prime. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there are situations in life where you have to turn to the comments. This Carson Macedo, he's great. I mean, grand, good guy. I mean, as Broke Joe said, everybody a good guy. But we go to the comment section just to give you a hint before we get into this on how serious this situation is to people. You have a comment here that says, why do we allow this kind of driving / glorifying this type of thing? Killed Dell Sr. and NASCAR. Commenter says he's a douchebag, did the same thing to a lap car at the ditch. You go to the other comment here. He totaled another race car because he is a dirty driver. I have no respect for his type of racing. I came in here and obviously had to comment. This is really bad. This is really bad. Somebody said the 25 wrecked itself. We're going to be getting into that. Who did he right rear tonight? A regular guy got completely junked. Somebody says this driver, Seth Stanley, was a local Saturday 360 driver at Marysville Speedway. I almost feel like I'm at a funeral, you know, and I think sometimes the people who come from privilege don't understand the seriousness of this scenario. I feel I could potentially be talking about a funeral, a race car team, a career. I mean, honestly, well, we see this guy back on the track. Local 360 driver, Marysville Raceway. Before we get into the comments, you know, the post-race interview that we're not going to play. We got to be careful with these flow highlights. We're going to try to show you the video as good as we can, but pretty much went kind of like, yeah, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, thanks to Tarleton. And just right back into celebrations and smiles. And like I said, I think sometimes these people from privilege don't understand the financial destruction that they're causing when they pull things off like that, or what we're about to show. And what is financial destruction, ladies and gentlemen? Well, here's the aftermath. Before we show you the wreck, here's the aftermath. Here's the video in the pitting area from Cali Dirt Video on Facebook. Go follow him. That's the aftermath of this situation, ladies and gentlemen. This is a person who started originally on the pole of this main event, was looking for his first ever sprint car victory. Started on the pole next to Carson at the beginning of this race. That's pure destruction right there, guys. That's an entire racing operation gone for most people. Can somebody come back from that? I mean, in the privileged lifestyle, yeah, you just get another one. In the working man lifestyle, that there are those people still out here racing. What do you do here? Do you question life decisions and shit? So anyway, let's go into the incident of how we got to this point. So, on your screen here, like I said, we're not going to play the video, but we're going to go frame by frame as good as we can so that the evil lords at Flow don't flag the video. They probably still can or will. But We're going to try to show you this. What you see in your frame right now in the black car is Carson Macedo. I don't know how much this race was to win. I don't think it was 20 or 10 or 15 or a $50,000 race. But for drivers like Seth Stanley, that amount of money is gone now over this situation. The black car is Carson Macedo. I believe there is 6 or 7 laps remaining. Carson Macedo is leading the race. The white car you see at the right side of the screen is Seth Stanley. Original pole sitter of this event, had an issue in 3 and 4, had to go to the back of the field. Carson Macedo was heading above better than everybody else. Dominic Sells, he looked like he had a little something for him, but it is still Carson Macedo. It's one of the best damn, when he's full speeding it, good luck trying to get him. Good luck trying to get him. It's Carson Macedo. But Carson Macedo, with all this gap, with all these advantages, he should be confident knowing he's going to destroy this field. He should be confident knowing that if this lap car holds him up for a corner or something like that, it's not a big deal. He's freaking Carson Macedo. He's dominating this race. There's no way to beat him. So this is how we go into turn 1 and 2. You see about a 5-car length, 4-car length advantage to this lap car. So this lap car hasn't technically, in this frame, held up Carson Macedo just yet on his odds to victory. So we're going to skip ahead 1 second. So at this point, I should say Kyle Larson, he might do the same. Carson Macedo has engaged the slide job from 4 to 5 car lengths back on Seth Stanley, who's obviously got the damn brakes glowing. He's scared to death out there just trying to win his first race. He's hanging on now after spinning or getting into it in 4 or whatever. And now Macedo has engaged the slide job for poor Seth Stanley over here, who had his whole entire life change. This is the next frame. Now, for those who are defending or worried or big Carson Macedo fans, and heck, even me, myself, Broke Joe, texted me on the heels of this situation, and my initial responses was in defense of Carson Macedo, believe it or not. Because, as we see here in this frame, we go back 1 more, 2 more. Right here, you can't see him, but right here, Seth Stanley should know that there is a black car to the inside, and more than likely, knowing that he's off the pace and that this car's flying its ass in there, Seth Stanley should know that this is the person who finished second in the World of Outlaw point standings this year that started on the outside of him in the main event, Carson Macedo. And I'm a lap car. I'm not really racing for a position on the track. You don't see anyone in front of this frame. So this Seth Stanley, he's not racing for position. He's seeing the leader dive to the inside. At this point, he should know that. He's already got the brakes glowing. So at this point, you would assume, we already went through the corner. At that point, the frame we just saw, you would assume Seth Stanley's like, okay, we got to get out of here. That's the leader. Just let him get by. I don't want to cause any problems here. It's Carson Macedo. I'm not going to race back around him. I'm not racing for position. Seth Stanley, and I think this is where, like I said, if you're defending Carson, I play devil's advocate all the time, should have got out of the throttle at that point and gave the racetrack to Carson Macedo. I know that sounds so arrogant, but it's Carson Macedo. What do you think's going to happen? And honestly, if you're in Seth Stanley's position and you are out there, you're not really racing for much, you're at the back of the field, you're getting lapped, let the guy go by and continue your race and get some laps under your belt to continue your racing career. But unfortunately, for Seth Stanley, and unfortunately for Carson Macedo's reputation right now, Carson Macedo carries this slide job. Seth Stanley, from the previous frame to this frame, has engaged with this move. And the next frame is as Macedo goes up to get the position on the racetrack, the slide job on the lapper. Seth Stanley had drove back around, as you could see here. He knows this car just dove in here. He knows. He sees it. But Seth Stanley chooses to drive around into a competitive area with the leader where Macedo is sliding up through across the track to put a lap car down like we see in all the aggressive 410 national racing. Just in these other scenes, guys lift and they give the leader their lane because they know what it's like to lead. Maybe that could be the issue here for Seth. The contact is made. Seth Stanley goes into the wall. And Carson Macedo is viewed as the assassin that took down poor Marysville Raceway competitor Seth Stanley and leaves his car in a pile of rubble. They had issues even trying to tow the car off the track. This car was completely destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. Carson Macedo suffered some damage. He continued and obviously won the race, but this is a scenario where people see this damn Carson Macedo has no respect for anybody on the racetrack. Just dove it in there, 5 car lengths back, wide ass open, slings up into the racetrack. Who cares? And this is a good frame. I mean, Seth Stanley, unfortunately, y'all, Seth Stanley, why are you engaging still? Why are you engaging the damn leader? I get that y'all want to say, Carson Macedo, you should be, having some respect and you shouldn't be just throwing big-time bomb sliders. Guys, I hate to tell you this, in the big-time levels, most of the time, if you were to be lapping somebody who's a national racer and they understand they're at the back and the leader shows them the nose, they're going to give it to them because they know how annoying lap cars like this are. And I'll tell you this right now, a lot of the national racers that saw this happen or are watching this right now, which they do, they're watching. They look at this and say, "Thank you, Carson. Thank you. You're going to teach these son of a bitches a fucking lesson that when we show them their nose, they don't race us back or this will happen to you." This is kind of, this new era of lap cars. Lap cars are supposed to, in the olden days, it was fun to have a pest on the track because it made it a little crazy out there. It held the leader up and second could close in. New age doesn't work like that. New age, there's an idea, it feels like, that these lap cars need to know that if I show my damn nose, if I go in there and throw this big-ass slider bomb, you don't come race back the fuck around me and try to pass me. You give me position on the track because I'm the fucking leader. And if you don't, this is going to happen to you. So I would assume a bunch of national racers aren't too upset at this because they're seeing this lap car. And when I say national racers, I'm talking about winners. I'm not talking about field filler. National racing drivers who win races and compete for wins on a consistent basis are seeing this right here and don't have a problem with it. They see that this Seth Stanley had at least a full half corner to react, to give the position away. And they're seeing this Seth Stanley. I mean, right here, why is he still engaged? How does it even get to this point? Look, he's driving in on him, guys. He's driving in on him. I hate to say this. This is a defense for Carson Macedo. The other side of the situation for this is Broke Joe was right. These damn cartel members, these West Coast, privileged son of a bitches, they don't give a damn. I'm going in there wide ass open and this is my track. Because they walk around in life with no sense of gratitude. Everything is mine. I am privileged. I'm the man. I control it all. This is my track. Fuck you. Get out of my way. If you don't like it, see the fucking fence and go to the trailer with your junk. That's the other side of looking at it. And honestly, when shit like this happens, and unfortunately or fortunate, it gives them some notes to write down to never forget. This is what happens. The unfortunate side of this is Carson Macedo, I believe, was given the lead or second. I believe he was given the lead. He continued on the racetrack. I believe he was given the lead on the restart. Yeah, he was given the lead on the restart. Held his position. In the midgets, he caused a caution with his motor going south. And he was actually given second place on that, or something happened on the car. I don't know about the motor or whatever. Lost power for a second. The caution came out while he was leading. They didn't put him in the back. They didn't do anything like that. They just used the blend-in rule, put him in second. He got the lead back and won. But once again, if you want to be the broke Joe of the situation, get your junk ass shit to the trailer. Get out of my way. Get out of my damn way. Who the hell do you think you are, racing me like that? But once again, national drivers who compete for wins and drive through traffic and deal with a lot of lap cars, they don't like this shit. They think this is a lesson that most of y'all who think this is right need to learn. And I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously, but that's kind of a general sense that I've gotten. That's just me assuming. That's my presumption of multiple conversations and just observational role, social science-based situations. So, I don't know. Where do I call it? Seth Stanley could have lifted. Carson Macedo could have been less arrogant in his driving style. And at that point, you almost got to call this a 50-50. Because 2 wrongs don't make a right. And I see 2 wrongs on the screen.
This is how we ride. This is how we do.